Well, hello there. I'm Mama Jane's husband, and this is...
Must be Mama Jane.
And we've recently been on Virgin Voyages Reliant Lady, and while we were on there, we went to see a show called Another Rose. And if that's something that interests you, then watch on. So, Mama Jane, Another Rose.
Now, what can I say? I can say I've got no idea what it was going to be about, and now I've seen it, I have no idea what it was about. But what I do know is it was fabulous, absolutely fabulous.
Well, we're in agreement because it does make a change. I thought it was splendiferous, but like Mama Jane, I'm not quite sure what it was all about. It was a mysterious love story, and that's all I'll say. I think I have a hint about what it is, but I won't spoil it for you. But it's worth going to see.
Yeah. Now it's worth the extra $50. This is 2020 per person. This is 2024 price. It's $50, and it's well worth it because it includes lots of food and lots of alcohol. Oh my goodness me.
If you bought the alcohol separate, it cost you way more than $50.
Yeah.
We were on the brink at the end, weren't we? Alcohol wise.
Yeah.
It was
almost squiffy, but not quite. Mainly because I kept giving mine to him.
I was squiffy. I think Mama Jane was squiffy as well. Yeah, it was a vast quantity of alcohol that could be consumed with this. I have to say that it wasn't helped by the fact that earlier in the evening at 5 o'clock, we'd gone to a cocktail event for those with deep blue extra status. And let's say the fizz flowed very, very freely. Yeah. It takes place in the Manor on board. Now, the Manor on all Virgin ships is like a nightclub come cabaret venue, and there's 2 floors, and it's all quite close together to give great atmosphere. And for Another Rose, they make use of the audience area as well. So when you're booking, you can book front row, downstairs, or upstairs. And when we came to book, we could only book front seats. And that might sound great, but if you know Virgin at all, being on the front row in any of their entertainment is, you're going to be a participant. You're going to end up being a participant, willing or otherwise. So we booked and we thought, hey ho, here we go. I have to say, as you walk in, it's just beautifully set up.
Beautiful. Because the Manor is such a versatile space. You know, it can be turned into just about anything. I don't know who designed it or what, and the poor people that have to reorganise it and rearrange it every day. But it is an amazing space, and it was truly amazing when we walked in. It was set out. Have we got?
Yes, we've got photos.
Yeah. Because I can't use words to describe it. It was so stunningly beautiful. And as you walk in, you're given a little rose, and the colour of that rose, not a real rose, a pretend rose, and the colour of that rose is where you are sitting. So that denotes your table position. And then the servers then show you to some seats. Your seats aren't numbered. But it's...
and you're given drinks immediately.
Before you even get in.
Yeah, you've got a
drink of
rose
something or other.
fizz. A rose fizz.
A rose fizz.
Yeah.
And it's so that's the start of it.
And that's freely available all night. You can ask for that to be topped up all the way through.
Although why you would, I've no idea.
No, you'd be really quite legless at the end of it if you do that.
Yeah.
And then so we sit down, and immediately first drink appears, and it's called Love Potion. And I've got to read from this so I know. It contains gin, citrus, peach, lavender, And so it arrives, and then the waiters, waitresses, and some of the singers and dancers come and explain what is happening. They take your order because there's some choices on the menu. For us, the main course is a choice of sea bass. I've invented a meal there. Sea bass and lamb ribs, something like that, weren't it? Some sort of ribs. So there were little few choices to make and everything like that. And they then warned us, the performers, that we would have to move, and at one point, and at another point we needed to make sure that the table in front of us was clear, because they were going to be dancing on it, and indeed they were. So we had a love potion, and again, like most things on Virgin, it was excellent, wasn't it? Beautiful. I love you evermore since, darling.
I'm gonna say.
And then the first course appeared, which again I've got to read, was sweet potato chaat, is it? I think that is how you pronounce it.
No idea.
Yeah, CHAAT. And chaat, tamarind, cilantro, mint chutney, yogurt, pomegranate, and cumin. And it was delicious. So we had that, and just before that, we'd had a bit of dancing, hadn't we, and some singing on stage, as people sort of introduced themselves and set the scene. There were four main sinners. Well, there were some sinners in this
but
show.
They weren't the ones dancing.
No, they weren't the ones singing.
Move on.
We had four very good singers, and we soon had to lift our glasses off the table because they were dancing there in front of us after the first course, all along the table.
Because it was a long table.
A long table, yeah. And then the next thing that happened is that we were asked to move, and we were led away into a side room. And we wondered, where are we going here? What's going to happen? What did happen?
Well, what did happen was we were given another drink.
Another drink.
And then we were asked, how many of us were there? About there were 2, 4, 6 of us, I think.
Groups of 6.
Groups of 6. And we were asked what our guilty pleasure was. And so we decided, well, we had lots of pleasures, but we weren't guilty about anything. No. And but one chap, he came up with something which I won't discuss.
No, we won't disclose.
It's not shocking. It's just his secret. And so he was, how can I put this? Bound. Tied up.
Rigged.
And then we all had part of the rope.
Yeah.
And
we're all linked together.
And bear in mind, we had a lot to drink at this point, so
already we
were quite happy to go along with whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we were all linked together and walked back into the area where we suddenly thought, oh, this is different.
Yeah.
Because they'd moved everything round.
While we were thinking about our guilty pleasures, we were served our next course and another drink. Can you believe it? We were served a Tuna Bomb, or you could have a Celery Bomb, actually.
Yeah, there was a vegetarian.
Yeah. The Tuna Bomb contained avocado, green, goddess, spicy soy, and semolina puri.
That sounds disgusting.
It does.
But it was lovely.
They were gorgeous. And they looked like eyeballs.
Oh, please.
They did look like eyeballs.
I thought they looked like eggs.
Did you?
Broken
I
eggs.
thought they looked a bit like eyeballs that you were popping in your mouth.
No.
And squashing.
Oh,
and
please.
Exploded. Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I thought was happening.
Well, I thought it was very delicate egg, carefully broken, so you could see what was inside.
It looked like an eyeball to me. Yeah, well, you can see, I've dropped the pictures in so you can make your own mind up. Which is which, male or female. Yeah. And the drink was a kiss of death.
Oh.
Aperol, hibiscus, citrus, and silver shimmer. What about that then? And as Mama Jane said, we were then led back in and they'd completely rearranged the front of the house and where we were sitting and everything. And I've got a little video of us being led back in.
And I have to say, they didn't. That was the end of that situation. Nobody had to disclose anything. You know, it was just a way of getting it out of the room while they could change it. There was nothing traumatic.
I thought they might have had whoever disclosed a guilty pleasure up on stage.
Yeah, no.
Phew. So there were a lot of dancing going on here at this point, and we had them swinging in the air.
As in acrobats.
Acrobats. They were doing some amazing things.
And tasteful. It was tasteful.
It was tasteful.
The whole thing, even if we're not quite sure what it was about, was very tasteful. There was nothing seedy about it.
No, it wasn't. No. Or smutty.
Because I did wonder, I thought, is this going to be a bit,
seedy and smutty?
No, it was very tasteful and very beautiful and very, as I say, now perhaps the theme of it, when it's explained to us, was highly seedy and smutty, but I don't know. No.
Perhaps we're too innocent.
Okay.
So after some more dancing and everything, our main courses arrived, which we'd both chosen sea bass, haven't we?
Yeah.
Not sea beef, sea bass. And it was molly sauce, basmati rice, and roasted okra as well. So that was quite tasty, weren't it? You could have had a spiced braised short rib with kashmir chili coconut sauce and basmati rice also as an alternative. And the dancing while we were having our food continued on and off the stage, and it was all splendid. The food was fantastic. The food was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it?
And the dancers, they were the makeup and the costumes are just. Virgin really got to town on this, don't they? They really do, and they were amazing. And in fact, it was quite not off-putting because you were eating your food, but you didn't quite know where to look because they were all around up on a stage thingy, not a stage, like a peninsula thing, whizzing around all over the place. So you really had to concentrate on your dinner.
Slowest I've eaten a meal ever.
Yeah.
It was lots happening
all the time.
And we got some more drinks served, and I've lost. By now I was beyond making notes, to be honest. It was getting harder and harder to think properly.
Stay awake.
I weren't staying awake. I was easy enough to stay awake, but to think coherently was not so easy.
I think, and that wasn't just the alcohol. Partly the alcohol, but
there's a lot of it to do it.
No, a lot of it was to do with it. It was just so happening, as in happening. I hate it when people do that, don't you? Anyway, but I'm doing it because it was happening, and you cannot describe it, can you? No. You cannot describe this event.
All I would say is that if this took place, and like a lot of, in fact, the majority of cruise entertainment, it wouldn't survive outside a cruise ship. If you put it on in the West End or at your local theatre, it would soon close because it's okay, but it's not that good. Whereas this would be a massive hit.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of venue you would use because it has to be quite a small, intimate venue,
cabaret type place.
Yeah, it's.
But it was Faberoni. We had more drink and a pudding, and it was a rose petal cheesecake. It was just glorious. It was just beautiful, wasn't it? Beautiful to taste. And then towards the end, we at a finale, there was some sort of marriage type ceremony going on, I think. There was some elixir of love being drunk on stage, and there was some pseudo faith rituals taking place, I think.
And again, this is not just the alcohol that is blurring. It really was just very complicated.
Yeah.
I did mean to ask somebody in the know, like staff, what exactly is this about? But I don't know. Perhaps I'll put a question on Facebook.
Perhaps you don't want the right answer, though.
Perhaps I don't, because then I'll...
Perhaps you don't want to know.
No,
Perhaps them should live with the mystery, darling.
Live with the mystery.
Live with the mystery.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best. It was an intoxicating mix of food, drink, dance, and singing. It was a real hit on the senses in every way and form. And I'd highly recommend you to spend $50 and go and see it.
And we're not being paid to say this.
No. But it was absolutely splendiferous and Faberuni. So there you go. Anything else from you, Mama Jane?
Nope.
In which case, it's a goodbye from me, and it's a goodbye from her. Goodbye.
Goodbye.